Call it a four-Easter. Once again, we saw wind, rain, and in places, snow.
Looking live outside, that wintry mix is winding down. Now the temperatures are beginning to tumble. It's for that reason we begin tonight in storm mode. Good evening, everyone. I'm Regina Mobley.
And I'm David Allen. Another big change is set to take place in the next 12 hours. So let's get things started with Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lawson.
Yeah, we're talking about more cold weather. The good news, though, not just for us, but for much of the eastern seaboard, is that the storm is finally starting to pull away. Of course, earlier today we had the rain changed over to snow in a lot of locations. And then through the evening, we've had pockets of flurries and even a couple of snow showers that came through. A couple of spots got a little bit of a light dusting. A lot of this isn't even reaching the ground. I've turned the sensitivity up, and you can actually tell that by the fact that right around the radar site, which has been out for a few days, by the way, and has just come back online, that is showing some what we call ground clutter. So you can tell I have the sensitivity really turned up. So some of this not even reaching the ground, not going to have anything to worry about tonight as everything is moving out. But the temperatures are cold, and they're going to get even colder. Right now, 36. Winds out of the northwest at 10 make it feel even colder. So what's the bottom line? Well, again, most of the light mix aloft, not even reaching the ground at this point. Moving out to sea, temperatures in the morning dropping down into the 30s. And then we have some other big swings. But really, as I said, the bottom line, the storm's pulling away from the East Coast. We will still have some minor tidal flooding, though, coming up in just a few hours. We have another high tide cycle, and that's going to be right up there on the high end of nuisance flooding, low end of minor flooding. But this is what I'll really be talking about. Another wintry mix is possible. In fact, even likely late Saturday and into Sunday. And I'll discuss that when I come back.
All right, thanks, Jeff. On the roads, VDOT is working to stay ahead of the storm. Contract crews spent the day spreading abrasives on I-64 from Croker to New Kent County. Tonight comes as a threat of ice and temperatures dip. Now, don't forget your forecast is never more than just a few taps away with the 13 News Now app. It is free for Apple and Android.
Let's get to breaking news in Hampton. Two people are rushed to the hospital after a fast-moving fire at a condo complex. Crews were first called to Holliswood Road around 7:45 tonight. We're told both people are badly hurt here. They're being treated at a trauma center tonight.
We still don't know a cause of the fire. As you can see, it's still sort of active. We've got a lot of hot spots behind us. We probably won't know that for some time.
And we're told investigators will be back out tomorrow to find out what sparked that fire. We'll also be checking in to find out the condition of those two people who were hurt. New tonight, the end of farm fresh means layoffs are on the way.
We are getting our first indication of how bad it could get. The Virginia Employment Commission tells us around 1,000 employees could lose their jobs at just 12 stores.
Those numbers could grow even higher. Chanu Her broke down the numbers and tells us how corporate leaders are responding.
It's the final days for Farm Fresh. This month, parent company Super Value Inc. announced it was selling 21 of its 38 existing stores to its competitors, Harris Teeter, Kroger, and Food Lion. That price tag comes to about $43 million. Corporate says it will look for other buyers for locations not listed in those transactions. The Virginia Employment Commission lists 12 stores on their website. As of now, stores in Norfolk and Virginia Beach haven't been listed. So, for example, like this location in Ghent, the employee numbers haven't factored in. 11 stores in Hampton Roads and one in Richmond are listed online as closure or mass layoff. The layoffs total to be more than 1,000 employees. That's about 1/3 of all Farm Fresh workers. A Super Value spokesperson said in a statement, quote, "We continue to work with the buyers of the 21 stores to ensure a smooth transition and expect them to offer positions to many Farm Fresh employees. In addition, we plan to offer eligible employees severance and other job transition support." Employees and family members didn't shy away from commenting on 13 News Now's Facebook page when asked what they'll miss about Farm Fresh. One person wrote, "My husband's paycheck, insurance, security." Another person wrote, "My job, the great people I work with, and the loyal customers. Very sad." Closures are expected to happen in May. Chinu Her, 13 News Now.
A company makes a move to downtown Norfolk, and they plan to bring 200 new jobs along with them. Trader Interactive plans to add those jobs over the next 5 years. The digital marketing company just moved into Dominion Tower on Waterside Drive. Trader owns several buy and sell publications for airplanes, ATVs, and other heavy equipment. A suspected porch pirate is caught red-handed.
And it all happened as cameras were rolling.
I got you recorded, dude. You're on tip now.
The man who is rolling as he's running is Chris Adams. He lives near Bayside High School in Virginia Beach. Adams says he started recording when he saw that person grab a package off someone's doorstep. It turns out this isn't the only porch pirate caught on camera.
I don't know what we can do. No one wants to help us. The community wants to charge us to do a patrol instead of helping us get spare security around here, like the fence.
Beach police tell us no police report was filed, but they are investigating other issues in that same neighborhood.
The cones are up and plywood covers a hole punched into a Norfolk business. A Corvette crashed into M&G sales. That is according to the owner of the military surplus store. And this isn't the first time. He tells us the second time in 6 months a car barreled into his business. Now he is asking City Hall to install steel poles to protect the building. Now tomorrow, the locally based Navy squadron involved in a deadly mishap is set to return. Lieutenant Commander James Johnson and Lieutenant Caleb King died. Their Super Hornet assigned to Oceana VFA 213 crashed during training in Florida. Today's rough weather delayed the return of the Black Lions to Virginia Beach.
New tonight, authorities recover remains from the rubble of a Dallas area chemical plant. The Hood County Fire Marshal confirmed the info a short time ago. We're told it could be the remains of a worker missing since the plant exploded last week. 2 other people were hurt in that blast. There is still no word on what went wrong. The bombing nightmare in Austin appears to be over. Investigators say the suspect here, Mark Condit, left a 25-minute confession before his death.
He blew himself up this morning as authorities closed in. His family is speaking out tonight. They released a statement that says, in part, quote, "We had no idea of the darkness Mark must have been in," end quote. Investigators say Condit described 7 devices. They think all have been recovered, but they urge the public to be vigilant. ABC's Danya Backus picks up the story.
A 19-day bombing spree is now over. Authorities say suspected bomber Mark Condit left a 25-minute recording they are considering a confession.
On this recording, the suspect describes the 6 bombs that he constructed with a level of specificity that he identified the differences among those 6 bombs.
Authorities say a SWAT team followed Condit for hours before moving in, ramming his maroon SUV, setting off another explosion that killed him.
The suspect detonated a bomb inside the vehicle.
Condit was able to elude authorities for weeks after allegedly triggering a bombing spree that killed 2 and wounded at least 5. Investigators matching these images with his receipts, saying he used the alias Kelly Kilmore to send packages. Wednesday, authorities searching Condit's home, saying they found components and explosives in one room, but no completed devices.
I wouldn't call it a bomb-making factory, but there's definitely components consistent with what we've seen in all these other devices.
Until now, Condit was not known to authorities, appearing to only have a traffic violation on his record. Neighbors never suspecting he was the bombing suspect.
He was a kid, neighborhood kid. Always believed that he was very smart.
Condit's family releasing a statement saying in part, "We had no idea of the darkness Mark must have been in." Authorities say the recording did not mention terrorism or hate, and that this instead was the outcry of a very challenged young man. Danya Backus, ABC News, Pflugerville, Texas.